Hey, what's up, guys? It's MugenLord here, and man, it's a great time to be an RPG fan. We officially got a release date for Eiyuden Chronicles: The 100 Heroes, something I've been anticipating ever since the game has officially been revealed. And I just wanted to just overall give you my thoughts and opinion of its recent trailer and why I'm so excited for this game. So before we dive into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. So we're gonna dive into it. Now, Eiyuden Chronicles, if you guys aren't familiar with it, this is pretty much a indie title that's pretty much from the developers who created this wonderful JRPG on the PS1 when I was a kid. It was called Suikoden. Suikoden was an amazing JRPG that I still have so much fond memories of to this very day, and it's definitely getting a remaster. But that game was developed by Konami themselves, back when Konami was actually producing really good games, but I digress. So since then, we haven't seen anything from the Suikoden series, and the developers or the team has essentially left Konami ever since Konami has just been doing God knows what, for so many years now. And these developers have pretty much started their own studio, and they decided to do a Kickstarter for Eiyuden Chronicles, and of course it definitely did meet the demands, and it's officially coming out for all platforms, which is a good thing. This game needs to be in everybody's hands, and this is pretty much a spiritual successor to the Suikoden series, because if Konami isn't going to do anything, then why the hell not? Why don't they continue on and create a spiritual successor to give the fans what they want? And that's something that they're doing. Now, the thing that I do find kind of annoying is the fact is that now Konami is releasing a HD remaster of Suikoden 1 and 2. And I would say that is definitely a vast improvement, and I definitely will be picking that up. And I do find it kind of funny now that Eiyuden Chronicles have pretty much garnered so much respect and excitement. Now they want to capitalize on top of that by offering the remaster of Suikoden. But to continue, when it comes to this game, man, like if you haven't grown up in the 90s and have never ever played Suikoden, you definitely missed out. And Eiyuden Chronicles is definitely going to deliver what that series had delivered back in the day when I was a kid. Now, the reason why it's called 100 Heroes, if you don't know, these developers, when they created this Suikoden series, which is based on, I believe, a Chinese literature or a Japanese literature, and it's always about the rise of youth from whatever country that's rising against the establishment or rising against the empire to take back their country. And it takes over 100 heroes to come together in order to accomplish that. And the same it can be found here with Eiyuden Chronicles. It's called 100 Heroes because, in fact, this game is going to have over 100 characters. And what I loved about it is these characters weren't just throwaway characters. All 100 characters does have something unique, and they offer something to the table, which means there's going to be a crap ton of side quests, something that Suikoden had back in the day as well. But in Eiyuden Chronicles, I'm hoping that they up the ante when it comes to that, where it's offering a ton of quests. And the thing is, the reason why there's 100 characters, because many of you probably know, probably wondering, like, why the hell we need 100 characters? What the hell am I going to do with those characters? Well, with Eiyuden Chronicles in the Suikoden series, like I said before, the game is about rising against the establishment or rising against a empire or a dictatorship, which means that the main characters will come together, and this youth will come together to pretty much create a liberation army kind of like, and where they pretty much gather different people with different talent, and they pretty much have a base of operations to set up and to be able to fight against. So essentially, you pretty much collect these different characters. When you go on a quest, sometimes some characters requires you to essentially do a quest for them, and when you do this quest, you actually get backstory to that character. Now, some characters may actually improve your base of operations, like especially when it came to Suikoden. If you had a fisherman, then this fisherman was able to build ships and rafts, and if you found merchants, each merchant offers something different inside your store. You found an inventor, and an inventor would create an elevator for your base of operations. So we can expect to find similar features and maybe more in Eiyuden Chronicles as well. Now, the game does follow, I believe, 3 different characters. And these 3 different characters is the youth that I've pretty much talked about before. And these 3 different characters are going to pretty much come together and essentially fight against whatever the establishment may be, and then along the way recruit different characters. Now, what I do love is that they decided to keep the 2D, I guess you say, aesthetics to it. Like I remember when I played Suikoden, because now it has 3D environments with 2D sprites, which I think is wonderful, and it also includes voice acting in the game, which is should nowadays, especially with modern standards today. And I am definitely looking forward to the compelling story, because the game, especially the game that is being a spiritual successor of, it was very political. It had very political undertones and aspects to it, and it also had that fantasy aspect, especially when it comes to the runes and the magics that players are able to actually use. Now, when it comes to the combat, what made this so unique, and what we can actually still see the similarities here in Eiyuden Chronicles, is the fact is that you can have up to 6 characters, similar to Suikoden. You have 6 characters, you have 3 in the front, 3 in the back. Now, just like Suikoden, and what I've noticed here, it seems like the environments may also play a different role in how characters are positioned as well. So when you have a characters in the front row and the back row, certain characters perform differently. Some characters have access to certain abilities when they're in the back row, and some can only perform in the front. And if you put a character that only performs in the front and put them in the back, they may have an option that's no longer selectable because they're in the position that they don't belong in. And then the reason why you have 100 characters, some characters actually know one another or actually formulate a bond with one another. So when you put those characters in your party together, you pretty much unlock a unity type of a special attack that only those characters can essentially use. And I'm also expecting to see that in Eiyuden Chronicles, and maybe they even up it even more by adding more mechanics to it, which I think will be also pretty awesome. So this game right here, man, you just don't understand how excited I am. And as I said before, if you haven't played Suikoden, I would suggest either wait for the remaster, or try to find a way to be able to play it so you can pretty much get an understanding of how this game is actually going to be. Because like I said, these are the original creators, and I'm waiting to see how much they updated, or how much they're going to add to a formula into a game that I experienced growing up as a kid. This is something that I really enjoyed, and this is one of the first JRPGs on the PlayStation. This game came out in the early life of the PS1, Suikoden, to remind you, and that pretty much opened my mind. It pretty much opened me up as a young boy as far as what JRPGs have to offer in terms of storytelling and just gameplay mechanics overall. And I'm expecting Eiyuden Chronicles to have a heartwarming story with interesting characters and their motivations. I just can't wait, because like I said before, in Suikoden, man, there was a lot of betrayal, there was love, there was loss, there was everything, and I was so invested in these characters, and I'm expecting to have that same feeling when it comes to this game. But that's pretty much it. And the game releases April 23rd, 2024, so I'm definitely waiting. Can't wait, man. I can't wait to get my hands on it. There's a collector's edition that I may also look into. You can be able to pre-order the game right now as well. I'll probably post that in the link in the description below for you to go check that out for yourself to see if that's something that you want to do and pre-order. But as I said before, man, like, you don't understand how much this game is just hitting all the right spots, especially hitting that nostalgia parts of me, man, as a kid playing Suikoden, and now I'm able to actually see a spiritual successor to it with Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. So if you like the video, hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, man. Like, I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it. Have you played Suikoden? And now, are you looking forward to Eiyuden Chronicles now that you experienced that? And what are your expectations from this game? So if you like the video, like it, subscribe, notification bell. This is MugenLord signing off. I'll see you Game Fiends later. Peace out.